What's going on, everybody? My name is Fluellen, and I'm so excited to be speaking to this group of female leaders. You're not born a winner, you're not born a loser, but you were born a chooser. Everybody say Carl. Carl. All right, like I said, Carl was 6'5" and 340 pounds, but Carl could do a standing backflip, he could do a 360 dunk. He was the biggest, best athlete I have ever seen. And since we played the same position, if he was playing, guess who wasn't playing? Me. He was just better than me. But Carl had a little bit of an issue. Everybody say Carl. Carl. Carl didn't like going to class. Now look, in college, we all know you don't have to go to class if you don't want to. That's all well and good. But if you don't go to class and you don't get the grades, they will kick you out of school. So Carl chose not to go to class, but I chose to go to class. Carl did not get the grades, but I chose to work hard on my grades. They kicked Carl out of school, and guess who got the starting spot on the football team because they kicked him out of school? Me, and the rest is history. Or maybe it's not, because that's not the end of our story of our friend named Carl. Now, when you're 6'5" and 340 pounds and you can do standing backflips, that's very valuable to a university. 2 weeks before the season started, the school found a loophole to get Carl back in school. You ever feel like you're doing the right thing, but the wrong thing keeps happening? That's exactly how I felt. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. But it wasn't the end of our story of our friend named Carl. Now, Carl had another issue. Carl had an attitude issue. So one day, Carl was at Walmart. And Carl was at the checkout counter at Walmart. Carl pulls out his debit card, he swipes his card to pay for his stuff, and the card was declined. That wasn't the problem. The problem is what the cashier lady said to him. The cashier lady looks at Carl right in the eyes and she says, "You can't afford this stuff, can you?" You don't say that to a 6'5", 340-pound man that'll snap. Okay, so Carl had some options here. Carl could have chosen to walk away from the situation. That'd have been fine. Carl could have chosen to look at the lady back in her eyes and say, "Hold on, lady, don't disrespect me like that." That'd have been fine too. Well, Carl didn't do either one of those two things. So, you know the checkout, the candy section is beside the checkout counter at most grocery stores? Carl, with all of his 6'5" and 340-pound glory, chooses to bend over. He grabs the entire section. He picks it up and he throws it at the lady. I mean, she's getting hit with Kit Kats and Snickers and Skittles. I mean, she tasted the rainbow, okay? So they call the police, they take Carl in, they kick Carl out of school for real this time, and guys, after 3 years, guess who finally got the starting spot on the football team? Me. And the rest truly is history. That if you're going through something and you feel like you're doing the right thing and the wrong thing keeps happening, that you have the power of choice. Why? Because you're not born a winner. You're not born a loser, but you're born a chooser.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.